No. Because like I was saying the other day to you lads, it's like a case of either we play well in the first half and fall away in the second half, or we'll play poorly in the first half and crack on a bit in the second half. And it was a case of that again the other day against Forest, but even worse. Oh my God, 2-0 Bodo Glimt. Sorry, that was a great goal.
Right, they're going through.
So
and everyone laughed at us, right?
No, so like, did anyone watch the full 90 minutes the other day? Liverpool Forest.
Yeah.
You did, JP, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So we were like, I knew we was going to be in trouble when obviously Wirtz like picked up a knock in the warm up, because like he's had so many critics this season, and I've stuck by him. I haven't criticised him at all, because like it's just been a mess. Like the entire 11, the manager, the tactics, everything's been a mess. So I haven't really been picking on anyone apart from the manager. I've been very critical of, and I think it showed in that Forest game that without Wirtz we struggle so bad to maintain attacks and create things and stuff, because he's so, in regards to the way he plays football, like he's very cute in regards to the way he can fashion a chance or get a shot away, keep things ticking, like playing triangles, 1-2s round the corners. And like Curtis Jones came in and hit, like my biggest criticism of him, which Jamie Carragher said in the analysis as well, is he for some reason hates playing one-touch football and has to take a touch, look up, take another touch, and then he'll just play a pass that he could have played first time anyway, and he slows us down so much. And we were honestly so poor, like so poor. Like it's one of our best results of the season, because to walk away with 3 points after the way we played was like such a touch. Yeah, we was awful, but I think it's credit to as well. Nottingham Forest's midfield three are brilliant, absolutely brilliant. That you got obviously Morgan Gibbs-White, Anderson, and who's the CDM for them? JP,
is it Sangare?
Sangare, yeah. Like literally his legs. He was everywhere. He was everywhere.
He's got a banger against us.
Yeah, so he's like, I think like Forest would have been gutted to not get a point, but like we have to take it. But it's like we were shocking in the first half. Second half, we tweaked it a little bit, played a little bit better, but we didn't really do anything. And it's almost like desperation kicked in when they heard that there was 7 minutes added on, and then all of a sudden we're getting the ball into their box. We're not necessarily making chances, but looking a little bit more dangerous. Obviously the McAllister, the first goal that got disallowed, I did think it was harsh. Obviously it's come off his elbow, but at the same time come off his back. So it's like, what do you expect him to do? He's turning away, his arms tucked into his side. But like the rules are the rules. Gonna have to take that one on the chin. And like I couldn't believe we managed to get away with the 3 points. But Ekatike has to score that header. Like we was lucky in that regard, because Ekatike has to score. It's free header at the back stick, and Rio Engamoa as well. What a player this kid's going to be. But I sort of understand why we're not giving him the minutes, because like if you rewind back years and years and years ago, what happened to Michael Owen is he bombed on the scene. He was absolutely world class, and then by the time he was 24, he was having injury issues that basically stalled his career, and he couldn't be the same player he was anymore. So that's sort of why they do it now. Like he's only 17, I think.
He's a child, isn't he?
Well, he was 16 when he scored that winner against Newcastle. Like, so I'll always back Salah. I don't care. He can play for us till he's 50, for all I care. But with Salah, he's still capable of creating a chance or getting a goal, no matter how poor he's playing. With Gakpo, it's just...
Yeah, didn't he have like a golden assist in like 4 out of 5 games for you guys? And like it still wasn't great. But...
Yeah. No, obviously, he played unbelievable against Brighton, but it's just, the thing is, what used to help Salah as well Like when we had Diaz, when we had Mane, if they was doubling up on Salah the one side because he's the danger man, we had another danger.
By the way. Sorry.
Yeah, we had another danger. We had another danger down the other flank, which we could go down, which would obviously stretch their back four across and give Salah a little bit more of a chance to do his thing. But now with Gakpo, he is so poor, so poor. So it's now it's like they can have one guy over on Gakpo's side. All he's going to try and do is cut in, and you can block the shot. He doesn't play the ball on the overlap to Kirkes. He doesn't try go the line himself and put a ball in. He literally just tries to cut in and shoot. So yeah, so I think defending teams, they're just like, all right, well, we know Salah's capable of creating a chance or making a goal, so we're just going to double up on him over that side, and then we'll just 1v1 defend Gakpo because he can't beat a man, he can't cross a ball. Like he doesn't play an overlap. He's completely blind and unaware in that regard. So he's not dangerous down that side whatsoever. And that's at the same time the fault, because Arne Slot didn't want to sell Diaz, and if we were going to sell Diaz, he wanted a replacement, and the board didn't get it done. And like we went into a season with a left winger who was our understudy the last season. Gakpo's like 25, 26. It's not like he's youth and going to get a lot better with more game time. He's a mature player. So like, yeah, in front of goal right now, we are struggling so bad. And like without Wirtz, like Ekatike, he's dropped off in form massively. Not that he's playing bad, but obviously, like when you come to the league as a new player, people are unaware of who you are, and then when you start scoring goals, people tend to notice, and like they're gonna watch you a little bit more carefully, which I think he's got to figure that out at the moment. Because like I said, he's not playing poorly, but he's finding it harder to get the chances that he was getting. And that's why, like, it was like a breath of fresh air when Engamoa came on, because he was down the left wing eventually, and even then, like, he was cutting inside, trying to beat his man. He was trying different things, and then he came over to the right side, and he played that dink to the back stick, which Ekatike has to score. But it was a beautiful bit of play by him, and yeah, obviously got the goal from that, got the 3 points. Yeah, and I'm hoping, because apparently it's a light knock on Wirtz. So I'm hoping that he'll be back like for the next game, pretty much.
That don't exist at Spurs.
Yeah, yeah.
You hear a light knock and it'll be a season out. It'll be an ACL.
I think Isak coming back for us will be huge as well, back end of the season, because
he was already back. I was like, what?
No. Well, he's back in individual training. I think in the next couple of weeks he'll be back in team training.
Isak is back before Kulusevski.
Yeah,
that is mental.
He fractured his leg.
Like, yeah, because I know obviously Isak hasn't gone the way we wanted to so far, but he's a proven goal scorer regardless. Like the 3 goals he scored for us have all been great goals, like proper strikers' goals. So I'm just hoping, obviously, with what we're liking in front of goal at the moment, when he comes back, obviously it's going to take him a few weeks to get up to fitness and things like that. So we'll give him half a chance in that regard, but I'm hoping he'll start firing. Because I don't know if you guys, I was at the Tottenham game when he got that goal and obviously broke his or fractured his leg or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But the link up to actually make that chance was between him, Wirtz, and Ekatike. It was a really, really nice goal. So I'm hoping when he comes back, we'll be a little bit more dangerous, and just have something to say a little bit more in front of goal. Because like right now, it's dropping to people. I don't think confidence is high, but we're not making chances. Like we miss Trent so much. Like I think we really underestimated that. Like, because for 7 or 8 years, our entire method of football was essentially through him. Like he'd ping it over to the left, he'd play through balls to the striker, down the wing to Salah, he'd be coming inside. Like he used to dictate our play, and when he left, I knew we was going to miss him. I just had no idea it would be this bad. The arrogance of the manager. he's gone very stale in regards to his tactics, and like I was saying the other week, like with this mass exodus of players we had last year, we was so intense, like all the players were leaving everything on the pitch, and like Slot would tweak certain things and play certain formations and stuff like that, and he looked like a genius. But it's because the players were running into the ground for him. Where we had this mass exodus of the team and brought in loads of new players, it's now his job to get that same intensity out of these new players, and he's not getting it. And I feel like it's part of his personality, part of his training regimen. So like me personally, even if we do get top 4, like I would rather us just go in a different direction.
Win
Like,
Europa League.
yeah, like no, well, we're still in the Champions League, and we always perform better in the Champions League, no matter how we're doing in the league anyway. So
We always seem too good in the European football.
yeah. So I've got my hopes up for that. Obviously, I want to go as far into that as we can. Always got to hold a little bit of hope that we might be able to win it. But like I was talking to my friend the other day, like even if we did win it, I'd still want to see him gone, because I just can't see, especially like with Alonso on the market, with Enrique probably leaving PSG. I don't see the sense in standing still with Slot and letting like City Pep's going. It just hasn't been properly announced yet, I don't think. And City will probably be getting Enrique. If not, they'll be sniffing around Alonso. And then if we just sit on our hands with Arne Slot, and then we're in the same position next year, you've had 2 world-class managers go off the market. So yeah, that's the way I look at it. But yeah, it was such a poor performance against Forest. It hasn't, like, it was great to get the 3 points, don't get me wrong, I was jumping up and down, but you have to look at the performance and say, if we play like that again next week, would we get the 3 points? And the chances are we probably won't, or we draw. So like we need to be playing winning football to win football matches consistently, and we didn't play winning football the other day.
Yeah, I think it was a really good win against Forest, but it did also highlight Liverpool's problems as well, which you've spoken about. But
Yeah,
the one
I'm sorry,
player,
JP. Just for one more thing to touch on as well, like, because we had obviously that period in the season where we was playing shocking and losing like every game and shipping loads of goals. Like I said the other week, like the PSV game when we lost 4-1 at Anfield in the Champions League, like Slot should have been gone then, because you just don't do that. Like, and it, like, especially in a bad run of form as well. It weren't just one result, but Van Dijk's form, and he's been getting a lot of critics this year, but Van Dijk's been unbelievable for Liverpool. Like it's, we're getting balls into the box non-stop, long throws, corners where they're crowding the keeper. Like every team seems to be doing it at the moment. And he's there. He's keeping the ball away from our box. Like there was a huge chance for Forest. I don't know if you saw it, JP, where he was almost 1-on-1.
yeah,
And Van Dijk, like, he didn't slide or rush it or anything. He just like nipped it off him and then played the ball forward. And that's like, if he didn't get that, it's a 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, and he had to make up a couple of yards to do that as well. And it's, yeah, I just think, me personally, I think obviously he's not the exact same Van Dijk of 4 or 5 years ago, but I still think he's one of the best centre backs in the world, if not the best. He's just being let down by his side at the moment. I don't think it has anything to do with Virgil at all, really.
yeah. I mean,
So
I was going to say,
just wanted to give my praise to him.
now I was going to say Virgil has been probably the shining light in all of this Liverpool's blip season,
yeah.
I would say. But then I think there's
Well,
also
him, Szoboszlai, Ekatike, Wirtz, obviously, because the thing is, Wirtz was playing well. He just weren't getting goals or assists, and and now he's getting regular goals, regular assists. But the thing is, he's created so many chances. I'm not sure exactly where he is, but I'm sure he's top 3 in the Premier League for chances created. So he's doing the job that we brought him in to do. But again, like he's being let down by the rest of the team. Like, and it's not necessarily everyone's absolutely terrible. Like, don't get me wrong, there's been a few terrible players this season. Like, Konate started so slow, he was absolutely shocking, but he's picked up his form again in the last month or so. Kirkez, he started poor, but he's starting to come on a little bit now. Soberslai has been brilliant, and it's again, like, in regards to intensity, I don't understand Slot's thinking, putting him at right back all the time. Like, we need that intensity in the middle of the pitch for the press. Like,
Sure.
so, like, I don't care who you put at right back. Don't put him at right back, because no one else is pressing with that intensity, and he can't do it from right back. So, like, I don't like, and he plays well there. Don't get me wrong, but we need him in the middle of the pitch.
Yeah, I think yeah, Slot really needs to get his lineup sorted for the rest of the season, because I think Szoboszlai is not a right back.
He has been playing poor, but the whole team has. There's no intensity in the team. Salah doesn't really, like, everyone in the team is bouncing off Wirtz. And then you saw it in the Forest game. When Wirtz isn't there, there's no one to bounce off, which is shocking. And I think I said it in the pod a couple of weeks ago with Salah. Like, Slot seemed to drop him and, like, make it about dropping Salah to basically get us wins or whatever. But, like, how Gary Neville summed it up perfectly on the overlap. He was like, Salah is not going to sit on the bench and watch Cody Gakpo play football.
Yeah.
He is going to have a problem with that. And I would have a problem with it. I did have a problem with it, because Cody Gakpo, and not being funny, we have Chiesa, we have Engamo. We can drop him if we want to drop him, but he doesn't. He starts him every single game, and he's doing nothing. Literally, we're playing with 10 men every single time he starts, and I'm not exaggerating at all. Like, you can watch a Liverpool game. He slows us down. He loses the ball. He ruins attacks. He doesn't track back. We are playing with 10 men every time he starts. He's awful. And the thing is, I rate him, and I know the player that's in there because he scored some good goals for us and he's made some good performances. But this season, he's useless. He's useless. There's no good argument or reason to start him. And I know he's saying about, we can only play Rio because of his age. We can only play him so much on the pitch because we don't want him to have injuries further down the line. But then we have Chiesa. Start Chiesa. Like, Chiesa, at least, like, he runs about and makes a nuisance of himself, and he's good in front of goal, and he can make a chance. And he's chomping at the bit to get a chance in the side, and you're not starting him. And then, when you bring him on, most of the time it's for Salah, and you're playing him on the right wing. It's not his position. So we've got 3 left wingers. Like, obviously, we needed to sign a left winger, a proper recognised left winger, but we've got 3 left wingers in the squad, and he's only playing one of them. And then it becomes about Salah, and Salah's not doing as well this season. Yeah, but he's not doing this well. He's not doing as well this season by his own standard. If it's by the standard of other wingers in the Premier League, it's pretty normal, if not still better. So it's like, I'm not gonna everything Salah's done for the club and the quality I know he still has. I'm not gonna hang him out to dry just because he's not performing by his own standard. No one performs by Salah's standard. Literally no one, other than Haaland. He's a striker.
Yeah, I think Salah, he's a Liverpool legend for a reason. Like, all that he's done up until this point cannot be ignored.
Yeah.
But I think no, I was going to say, because all of the signings you've made so far in the summer, and probably next summer too, I think slowly but surely he could end up leaving Liverpool. And I do really hope, though.
I think so as well. But I think Salah, especially if we're in the Champions League next year, I think Salah will just want to stay and then go out on his own terms.
I think Salah should leave this season.
I just think he has to leave on good terms. You can't leave on bad terms. Kind of like, you see how Ronaldo left United the second time.
I don't think he would do that. I think obviously it doesn't look good the way it's in the media, but that's frustration. Like I'm saying to you, JP, like how can Salah be dropped and Cody Gakpo doesn't get dropped when the people that he's dropping Salah for play Cody Gakpo's position? It's ridiculous. Like, and I'm not saying no, Salah needs to start every single game, but if you wanna bench Salah on some games, you have to bench Gakpo as well, because Gakpo's not performing, even worse than Salah is. And like I'm saying, I think Salah's got like 16 goals and assists in the league this year. It's not a crappy amount. It's just crappy by his standard.
Yeah.
So it's like I would like to see. I would like to see, to be honest, Gakpo dropped, and a rotation of Engama or Chiesa starting, then Gakpo coming on. Because I don't want him to not play any minutes of football
when he's back. Why don't you play Verts
No,
off the left and
no,
play
no,
your
well,
normal
we
midfield
had
three
a
that you
bit
did
of
last
that.
season?
No, well, we had that earlier on in the season. I think that's why Wirtz was suffering, because Slot didn't really know where to play him, but then he's just stuck to his guns and said no, he's the cam.
Fair.
So like that's like Wirtz sort of like has a free roam in the middle of the pitch now, and he's so much better there.
Who gets dropped then when one of your right backs are back?
When one of our right backs are back,
Yeah, when Bradley or Frimpong's fit again, who gets dropped out your midfield?
McAllister.
Really?
Yeah, McAllister or Gravenberch. Yeah, but it'll probably be McAllister, because
to drop one of them is crazy. They were literally the best three midfielders in the world.
I know last season, but McAllister's been awful this season. He's been very poor. That's what I think. That's part of the reason with Gakpo as well. In regard to the players we let go, we let 2 or 3 players go more than what we brought in. So yeah, we spent a lot of money, but we still left the squad short.
Well, what I mean in your recruitment support, I don't think the players that you brought in were bad, because they're all good players. Do you get what I mean? They've all kind of got to their game and played well. What I mean by you recruited poor in this sense was you did need a striker, right? You got your striker. That was fair. You needed number 9. You recruited number 9. Didn't need 2. Okay, you didn't need 2. You only needed 1. Okay, as you said, you lost Trent, right? You never replaced Trent as a right back. I know you got Frimpong, but let's be real. He's a wing back, right? He wasn't a good replace. That was actually your poorest recruitment, I'd say. He's a good player, just not a good. He's not the right back you needed, right? There was other right backs in this world that could have done, not as good as Parsons Trent, but there's definitely right backs in this world I'm pretty sure you could have picked up that could have done a similar job to Trent, right? Or something.
At least one that's not injured all the time.
Then I know it's a sad moment, but I mean, firstly, you lost Diaz, who was a great winger, right? You lost left wing Diaz, and then you sadly it was emotional, but you did lose Jota, who could play left wing as well as striker, right? He could play those 2 roles. So you lost 2, even though one was accidental, you technically still lost 2 left wingers. And even though it was sad when Jota still passed away while the window was open, right? So there was still time, even though you don't want to say it, but you had to, you would have had to replace him, especially after you lost Diaz too. But you never recruited a left winger.
And then we
sold. Don't get me wrong, Verts was one of the best midfielders in the world. Did you really need another midfielder? Don't get me wrong, like Verts is unbelievable. Did you really need to recruit a Verts? Because last season, Gravenberch was one of the best DMs. McAllister, I think those 3 were so conjoined and so well connected together. You had one of the best midfield 3 in the world. Did you really need to have another midfielder in there to change up?
They wanted to be like City with the super team.
I thought so.
I know they didn't need that.
I'm going to explain. I'm going to explain what I think. I'm going to explain what I think the thinking was behind it. Right. So, like, as well as obviously what happened with Jota, and then we sold Diaz, we sold Nunes as well. So I know you're saying we didn't need 2, but Ekitike can play left wing as well as striker, and then we've got Isak, who's just an out and out striker.
Yeah, I mean, I mean is you didn't need 2 of the world class striker, like a world class striker like Isak was. He was the only one I'd say. I mean, you have to say world class to be fair with what he was doing in the Prem. And then Ekitike, you didn't need 2 heavy hitters. I actually think Ekitike was a panic buy. I think Ekitike was a panic buy because I think there was a chance that you didn't think you were going to get Isak.
No, I think we signed Ekitike because we didn't think we was going to get Isak, but that's down to me.
It was a bit of a panic buy, not in the essence that he wasn't a bad signing, because you obviously we obviously see
Yeah,
him as
no,
a good player, but I still think it was a backup. It was a backup plan, and it was a panic because you thought you weren't going to get Isak. Because I think if you got Isak, you never ever would have bought Ekitike. You never
Yeah,
would have bought him.
of course, but like that's what can happen in the transfer window. And then like just to touch on with Wirtz and like saying like did we need another midfielder? But I think the way they looked at it is Trent created virtually all of our chances. We needed to bring in someone that's going to create chances. There's not enough.
Get Hakimi.
Yeah, but like you can't prize a player away from PSG if PSG aren't willing to sell him.
Well, you never gave it an opportunity. He's never played in the Premier League.
You are going to leave, not on the money he's going to be like, yeah.
No, he's probably on like.
Mate,
he's
at the end of the day, it's the
like,
Premier League. Got to remember, it's the Premier League.
No, but Hakimi won the Champions League as well.
I know, that's what I mean. He won stuff, but it's the Premier League. People get pried away so easily to come to the Prem.
Yeah, but
play for one of the big teams.
Hakimi's Moroccan. He's got ties in France anyway. So
I know, but you never know.
He's on
an idea.
I know. Like, no, listen. Like I was going to say about Hakimi, but again, like with the money we spent, and like PSG, what would they want for Hakimi? 80 million, 90 million?
Yeah.
They'd want a lot of money for him, and he would be on mega big wages as well, like at right back. So, while I would love to have got Hakimi, it's just not realistic. And on top of that, there's no right back in football that's going to give us what Trent gave us. So we had to look at it a different way. And I think the way I think the way they looked at it is, all right, listen, our midfield has been the work like dogs midfield for years and years. So what we're going to try now is get a little bit of more creativity and goals into our midfield, and then we'll just get a right back who's like a traditional right back. I think that was their thinking behind Wirtz and Frimpong. And then, like I said, in regards to Ekitike and Isak, I think we would have had Isak wrapped up earlier on in the window if what happened to Jota didn't happen, because I genuinely think what we was trying to negotiate with Newcastle was sort of a like, okay, we'll give you 120 million for Isak and you can give us 40 million for Jota. I think that was what was going on, because it made sense, because the thing is, like, I love Jota, and I wouldn't have exactly wanted to see him like go when he was alive, but I just think with his injuries and his last season as well, he weren't getting the goals and as much as he was before anyway. So I think we was thinking we'll get Isak and we'll cash in on Jota, and then obviously with what happened with Jota, we sort of we lost one of our cards basically, and then obviously Newcastle was standing firm. They didn't want to. I think they wanted Ekitike and then Jota from us for basically the fee of they was going to get for Isak. And when Jota went away, they said no, we're not selling Isak, and they was coming out in the media and saying, oh no, well we want Ekitike as well as Isak, we're going to play a two and all this, and like we was just like, no. Went and got Ekitike, at which point obviously Isak was like, because what Isak said was, he told about halfway through last season, he said that he wanted to leave this summer, and he was told he'll be able to leave if the money's there. And even though the money was there, they was just refusing to sell him. So we was like, well, we need a striker. Who's out there? Ekitike is probably in regards to strikers,
he was an upcoming striker. There's not many strikers in my club. I know exactly
that's what I mean. So we signed him thinking we're probably not going to get Isak. We'll go back in for him in January or maybe next summer, but at least we've got a striker sorted. But then obviously he weren't training for Newcastle. He wanted to go to Liverpool. He was making that very clear. So I think we was like, you know what, if we can get him, we'll go get him, because he's shown us that he wants to go to us. So we'll go and get him. We wanted him anyway, and it's like you're saying. So it's like, if you think of it this way, we lost Jota, who could play left wing or striker. We lost Diaz, who can play left wing, and we lost Nunes, who was a striker. And then we brought in Isak.
Left wing.
Yeah, who can also play left wing. So like that's three players that can play left wing and striker. And we brought in a striker, and then Ekitike, who can play left wing and striker. So I don't think I don't really think we overkilled it. In regards to the money we spent, I can imagine it does look like that to other fans, but we lost 3 attackers and brought in 2. So it's we haven't overkilled it.
Well, I think coming up in this next window in the summer, I think you, City, and United are all going to be fighting over one right back, and I think that right back is the Brentford right back, Coyote. He's the one I think he's the one that you three are going to be fighting over. I don't know if you watch him that much, but he is so good. He is such a good right back, and
I think
it'll probably be Man U or City to get him to because they both need one.
It'll be
we
Man
need
U.
someone.
All City could do with him.
Yeah,
They need a right back, don't they? City need a right back.
They don't need a centre back. They got fucking like 7 or 6 of them now.
No, but they got that. Who's there? Is it Nunes? Their right back currently.
Yeah,
who's a
right back. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Imagine getting a
it's
proper
him.
right back in that squad that can defend and attack.
Unless they go for Livramento.
And he's got the long throw on him, just to add a bit of extra.
I think City are always going to attract players, but I think once the Pep Guardiola motive has gone.
Yeah, it depends who they bring in. If they bring Enrique, then I don't think much changes. But if they bring in
but
I think it's a different game. That's the future of managers.
I know, but like even like with Pep, like even if they go and get the second best manager in the world, it's still a step down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just think obviously like with players they'll be looking at I can go to City. Oh wow, like I think players look at more working with Guardiola, like with Liverpool, like where we was in quite a bad state when Klopp joined us. We were still making really good signings of like sought after players, not necessarily the top bracket players, but players that were sought after and looked at by a lot of big clubs because people was like, oh, I'd love to go play for Jurgen Klopp. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, manager attract. That's what Poch did. Poch was quite an attractive manager to play under.
So that personality. Yeah, and that's what I mean, and that's what I feel like we've lost with Arne Slot. I think like in the summer, people mainly were like Liverpool. They've just won the league. They're spending this money. They're buying this player, that player. I think we looked really, really attractive, but not necessarily because players are falling over themselves to play for Arne Slot. Like last season, he seemed such a cool character and very calm and like quite jokey and things like that. And then it's this season in like especially like facing the media and that it's like we got Erik ten Hag.
This is literally like how you're saying about Pep. This is the biggest like thing that a football player said was Sterling when he first left Liverpool and joined Manchester City. He was really young. Like, oh, was he like 19, 20 when he joined City? 21?
21, I think he was.
21, so very young. And he came in and he was, he had the talent that Sterling had, but he was a bit childish with the way he acted. And, he'd got the big, got the big move. To City, he was doing good that time and he was going out drinking, having parties. And apparently,
didn't he buy like a diamond-plated sink or something?
He was doing stupid stuff. And apparently he said, he actually come out about this and said this. He said, Pep actually sat him down and had basically like not even just a manager to player talk, like a dad to player talk. And literally just went, look, this is where we go from here. You've got all the talent in the world. Now, you can either go and spend all your money and, enjoy football, but not become the player you want to be. You can enjoy the money, enjoy your parties, have a fun life. Or you can go be one of the best wingers in the world and probably one of England's best stars. And he literally said that. And he said, and if you want to do that, I will get you there, but you have to do exactly what I say. And Sterling City said that was the conversation. And after that, Sterling then went and won multiple trophies, was one of City's best wingers, one of England's stars, scored over 100. People forget Sterling scored over 100 plus goals, in like 100 plus games, maybe 200 games, like a really good record. He was unbelievable.
Yeah, he's getting like 20 a season.
This is what I mean by managers. That manager came in and said that thing. And even the same as documentary with Mourinho and Dele Alli. When Dele Alli fell off a cliff, right? There was a part where he came back under Mourinho, and it actually showed in the documentary Mourinho basically sitting him down and saying that you are a star. You can be, the best midfielder in the world, but you need to stop acting immature. You need to stop doing this. And there was a part where he started doing that. And then obviously we never knew what he was actually going through behind the scenes. We all thought he was just the party kid. A bit like Rashford too, a little bit. But You know, you never know what's
Oh,
going
Tom,
on
you're
behind
breaking up.
closed doors. Yeah, you never know what's going on behind closed doors. But at the end of the day, um, this is the managers make the difference sometimes. And as you're right, Pep and Mourinho, managers like that can
Yeah,
make a difference. And
yeah,
Ange, for
but
example, as well,
that's what I'm
putting a
saying with.
mentality.
Yeah, that's what I mean with Enrique. Like he won the Champions League with PSG,
Yep.
but it's like PSG were poor at the start of last season, and they went and spent like 200 million in the January transfer window. Like they qualified for the Champions League, like the qualification stage. What
Yeah,
we're watching now.
they
Yeah,
went
but
through the
literally
playoffs.
by
Yeah,
yeah, but
they knocked out Man City in the
and
playoffs actually. Yeah.
yeah, no, that's what I mean. But they did that by the skin of their teeth, and then spent like
Mm.
200 million in January, and then
Yeah.
that pushed them on. And then this season they've sort of like stalemated again a little. Not stale. They're still a good side, but
I think they lost a few. They got a few injuries, I believe. Like I'm not gonna, they're still a good side, but
yeah.
they
No,
lost
I
Ousmane
think
Dembele, they lost
Enrique.
Duvernay.
I think he's one of the best. Like I say, up and coming, probably in his 50s, but he's definitely up there with the most sought after managers in the world at the moment. But I
He'll be the
think
one after Pep, most likely.
in regards to like, because it's like with PSG, like no one. I know they finally won the Champions League, and that obviously takes skill, but no one really looks too closely at what you do at PSG. And I doubt any of the players in the world do either. And that's what I mean with Pep. He started off with that amazing Barcelona team and getting them to play football that no one had ever seen before. So that was his reputation and why people wanted to play for him. Whereas Enrique hasn't quite put his stamp on world football just yet. Even though he won the Champions League, he hasn't like revolutionized and inspired like a whole generation of players to want to play for him yet. That's where I feel it will be a little bit more different with City. Like City, obviously they pay a lot of money and they buy whoever they want, really. But I do think that Pep Paul was massive in regards to getting players to move to City instead of Liverpool or Chelsea or Arsenal, because obviously like they're clubs that are known throughout the world that have the pull that City don't without Pep, if that makes sense.